Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. Coming up, why one woman claims you should always buy the golf ball toilet.
Also, JD Vance apparently has never hoisted a trophy.
All that and more on the way next.
Some sad news out of Japan, where Toko, the human collie, has run into a bit of a snag in his business model. Allie, this guy went viral. I don't know if you ever heard anything about him. It was definitely before you were on the show.
Definitely did not hear about this.
So you've never seen Toko, the human collie.
I wish I never had.
He's a man in Japan who spent $16,000 to create a lifelike collie costume that he now wears and gets inside and literally will like live as a dog for time to time. Like he doesn't, it's not full time.
Yeah.
But he really wanted the dog experience. He wanted it so bad that he spent $16,000 on a hyper realistic costume. And he's been doing this for a couple of years now. And he thought maybe others also would like to live this dream. And so what he did was he opened up what he calls the Toko Zoo, where people can spend $300 to join him and don a life-size Alaskan Malamute costume that's similarly realistic. But apparently, after that went well for a little while, now bookings have kind of dried up, and it sounds like he may have to close the Toko Zoo.
Oh, what a travesty. So sad. Oh, man. No, not sad at all. This is absolutely disturbing. If you see these images, these do not look like dogs. They look very weird to me. And I'm not a fan of this. I wish I never would have seen what this looked like.
Well, you think about it, though, the $300, when he spent $16,000, you have to think he spent $16,000 on that other costume, too. That's a good deal, especially because you want to be sure. You know, you want to test out. This guy didn't get to test out living as a dog. He just was like, he went straight to $16,000 costume.
Well, he might have worked his way up before he got to the $16,000 costume.
Which is what you need to do. And he's giving people the opportunity to do that, to spend only $300 to find out if living life as a dog most of the time is something that they want to do. And so I think that's a helpful service.
I think the answer is a resounding no, because he's about to close.
He's about to go out of business.
Yeah.
But he has, even if the Toko Zoo goes out of business, he's still got his social media following, which is very impressive.
Yeah. But I also don't know if people are just following him because they're like, they think it's weird. I
think that's absolutely why most of them are following.
Yeah. But I just mean like it's not people that are like approving of this. I mean, I'm sure there are a few. I think
there's a surprising amount of that for sure. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely, it's more curiosity than anything else. It's like kind of watching a train wreck. Like I feel like some people just like to watch for the sadness and just for the confusion and curiosity. Like you don't have to be upset with him to be like, well, this is a really weird thing, but I mean, I just kind of want to know what happens.
I mean,
which is kind of where I'm at. Like, if you want to spend $16,000 to dress like a dog, that feels like a waste of money, but you do you, Sure. You're not hurting anyone.
Sure. Overall feels somewhat harmless, but also it just feels like in this world that we live in now, there's nothing new under the sun. I mean, it's just, there's so much craziness going on all the time. I'm never surprised by it.
Exactly. $16,000 on a collie costume is nothing compared to the other crazy stuff we see.
I don't know if I would say it's nothing, but it's just like, another day, another walk in the park. Like,
yeah.
We just see.
Walk in the park.
We just see.
This guy loves walks in the park.
Yeah, apparently.
He gets lots of pets when he does.
I hope I don't accidentally pet a fake dog sometime.
Hudson and Allie in space.
Well, Hudson, Katy Perry no longer feels like a plastic bag floating in the wind.
What a great line.
She just recently ended up in space. If you remember, we talked about this story not too long ago. there was an announcement from Blue Origin, which is the space company owned by Amazon's Jeff Bezos.
Yes, Jeffrey Bezos.
Jeffrey Bezos, born in 1964. But they had planned this flight, which was an all-female flight, including Katy Perry, Gayle King, Alicia Bow, Amanda Nugent, Carrie Ann Flynn, and Lauren Sanchez, which is, I believe, his fiance.
Yeah.
And they spent approximately 11 minutes in space on a round-trip flight beyond the internationally recognized boundary of space. So they just they kissed space. It was just a little trip.
Mm-hmm, just a little touch. Yeah. They grazed space.
Yeah. But it was pretty fun. So it was the all-female flight crew. They were about 62 miles above the Blue Origin launch site, which is in Van Horn, Texas. And that distance it extends just beyond the Kármán line, which qualifies as outer space. And they spent a few minutes in zero gravity before returning back to Texas. And when they landed, everybody came out of the spacecraft. Uh-huh. And Katy Perry was seen exiting the spacecraft, and then she kissed the ground.
Oh, my gosh. After barely being in space
for 11
minutes.
Yeah, which, again, I feel like it is kind of laughable for somebody to do that. But also with all of the craziness we have seen with flying and all the stuff that's been happening in this year so far, I'm not shocked, and I'm also not upset that someone would do this. Because honestly, I could see someone doing this after a flight.
Yeah.
Like a regular flight.
You get off the plane, you kiss the
ground.
You kiss the ground inside the carpet inside the terminal. Oh, I'm so glad to be on terra firma again.
Yes.
She's just too much though, Katy Perry. Did you see she was singing while she was up there, which I guess makes sense, but also she's just too much.
They were begging her to sing Firework, which is the lyric that I started with, but she wouldn't do it.
Why would you not sing Firework, Katy Perry?
I don't know. That to me is the reason why she even ended up getting on this flight in the first place.
That could have been a bad omen, though.
Maybe. She could have sung her song. Doesn't she have an extraterrestrial song too?
She does have
That one's not as
good.
Popular. Well, I don't know if I would say it's, as good. Because that would mean Firework is good.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can be worse than bad.
True.
And I think Katy Perry sometimes is definite proof of that. Did you see the pictures of Gayle King getting on the flight?
I did not.
In line to get on the flight, because that's kind of been turned into a thing.
Oh no.
She looks, for somebody about to go into space, she looks very unimpressed.
Looks pretty glum.
Yeah.
I will say the thing that kind of threw me off a little bit is, for the most part, when we see space travelers, they're wearing very heavy suits and they look very cumbersome. Of course, for this all-female crew, they ended up in spandex.
Yeah.
I was like, where did these suits come from?
Well,
what in the Star Trek is this?
They, I know they were trying to put, glam and fashion. That was a big Katy Perry, Gayle King thing. They were talking about it.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. Well, it was evident in the the get-ups that they had on.
Yeah. Yeah. They were trying to bring fashion back to space or into space for the first time. Can you imagine if you were an alien and that is what you were greeted with, is Katy Perry and Gayle King and that flight?
Yeah.
Katy Perry singing.
I'd be like, what is happening right now?
We're leaving this planet alone.
Yeah. Please go home.
Allie, are you ready?
Ready for what?
For our photo shoot today.
I honestly have no idea if I'm ready or not. I feel so tired right now. I don't know. I'm like, bleh.
Yeah, I feel like that all the time, and especially on photo day. They've been on us for the longest time, since we started doing this show together. They're like, you guys have to do a photo shoot. We're going to get a real photographer.
Right.
And we're going to do all this stuff. And I
brought 5 outfits with me.
Yeah, me too. I brought so many. Nene's got partly in charge. And so he had these requests, and it's like, fine, I'll do all this stuff. but this is not a day I'm looking forward to.
I'm gonna be so exhausted by the end of this day because I have this going on at work. So much happening today because we do a lot of filming stuff on Tuesdays here at work. But also I've got a bunch of stuff going on at home, and so like I have something going on until like the end of my day, and so I just feel like I'm gonna be so exhausted.
You just don't get a break.
I am gonna be so tired.
And the photo shoot, like for some people, they would embrace that, but I think for us, it's gonna be stressful.
Radio people are not picture people.
Yeah. What is that? What do they say?
I'm a behind the scenes camera person.
You have a face for radio. That means it's not meant to be seen. People don't need to see. Allie, I had an idea.
Okay.
And nobody listened to me.
What?
I said, we don't need pictures. We need like caricatures.
Yes.
We need somebody, AI or something, to draw pictures of us that can be used for all the press stuff.
We need AI action figures.
Yeah, we do. We don't. Nobody wants people. If we put our faces on the podcast or anything like that, on the RadioU Podcast, which you can subscribe wherever you want. But if we put our faces in any of the pictures,
you think that would make people not want to listen?
yeah, I don't think that people are going to subscribe based off of that.
I don't know if I'm going to agree to that.
Well, I think I'm bringing it all down. And I don't know if you noticed, Allie, this is always how it works. We have been putting off this photo shoot for 6 months, and in 6 months, we could have done it any day, and it would have been fine.
I know what you're going to say.
Now I have the biggest zit anyone's ever seen on my face.
I think I did bring you one of my pimple patches that you can use if you want.
I mean, that would be nice. They went all out and like hired a photographer. I hope they hired a makeup person. That's what we need, a stylist.
I did bring
If I could
makeup.
get a free haircut out of this, actually, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Well,
Then it'd be worthwhile. Yeah.
A stylist. I did bring makeup, but not foundation, so sorry.
That doesn't help me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just extend the show? Can we just keep doing the show? They can't take our pictures.
Until we're done today, and so we leave. We're like, sorry guys, we're on the air.
Oh, shucks.
Don't bother us.
We ran out of time.
See that red light? Can't come in here until it's off.
It says on air. And we cannot take photos while we are on air. This better be worth it.
Yeah, it will be.
They better make us look real good in post. Yesterday, the Ohio State football team, when they won the national championship, or the college football playoff at least, they
won the national championship. What do you mean at least?
It's the college football playoff. It's technically not the national championship.
What do you mean technically not the national championship?
They don't call it that. They're not allowed to call it that.
What?
You can't call it that.
You can't call it the national championship game?
Because of how it's conducted. They're Division I, they're FBS champions.
It says right here they won the national championship.
In lowercase letters. They won the college football playoff.
Stop with the technicality. We get you're not happy about it.
They were rewarded with a trip to the White House to visit the White House. And in their visit, J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance, tried to pick up the college football playoff trophy. Mm-hmm. And it fell apart in his hands. It was him and another player. Who was the other person holding it?
Well, originally what happened was he was trying to carry it, and then it wasn't working, and the base fell, and then players that were standing next to him got involved because they realized like this trophy's about to go down.
Yeah.
It's about to hit the ground. So I don't know. I need to look and see again who exactly it was. There's probably some seniors that were standing near him. Oh, it's Travion Henderson.
Travion Henderson.
He holds on to the trophy.
So people are clowning on J.D. Vance for this, even though it's not his fault.
No.
This is the trophy's fault. Like, this is a faulty trophy.
It's a faulty trophy because the trophy itself is just the gold part.
Uh-huh.
It's not that stand. That's a part of it.
Yeah.
But the stand is just there to hold the trophy up because the trophy, I guess, can't stand on its own.
Which is faulty trophy.
Which is dumb. And so apparently no one explained that to J.D. Vance because he goes to pick up the trophy using just the gold part. Mm-hmm. And then the base, of course, just falls off because it's not connected. Mm-hmm. It's just a base. And so that falls, and then Travion like holds the trophy because he doesn't want the trophy to fall.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like, I don't know if they told JD this, but I didn't realize this. The trophy itself is 50 pounds.
That's crazy.
I don't know if I'd be able to lift that thing. And the base is 30 pounds.
And for something so heavy, so it's 80 pounds together, you'd think that it would be more sturdy.
You would think.
I
yeah.
mean, because that could actually legitimately
that could hurt
somebody.
someone if it fell on someone's foot.
Like that TikTok challenge where you drop stuff on your foot. That would definitely, this would do it. This would break some toes.
30 pounds on your feet. Yeah.
Didn't know you need to wear steel-toed boots to handle the college football playoff trophy.
Right. I'm glad it didn't land on someone's foot, especially Travion's if he's going to be a running back in the NFL.
Draft is coming up.
Yeah. So yeah, that was, I do feel like people clowning on JD is a little unfair, like you said, because I just feel like if you realize how dumb this trophy kind of is set up, it seems like he was behind the 8 ball when he was going to lift it up.
Yeah. Now, could there be some symbolism here?
What? Okay. What more are you going to try and dog on Ohio State for right now? They just won the championship.
I'm just saying, could this be some symbol? I didn't mean even, maybe it's about our country for all I know. I'm just saying, could this just be a little bit of an omen or some symbolism? Like, I think there's a lot of things you could draw from this.
Sure. What things? What things are you drawing?
It's pretty to look at, but it's faulty. It's not, it's held up by not much.
What exactly is that referencing?
I don't know. I'm just saying that it could be some kind of symbolism.
Some kind of
There's some things that you could connect with this.
I think the only symbol that this really needs to show is that this trophy needs to be redesigned.
There needs some hot glue, maybe.
It needs some type of engineering.
Yeah.
And I feel like Donald Trump should call for that now. He'd be like, this is the dumbest trophy setup ever.
It makes sense. It affects the White House.
It just did.
Yeah. And they can't be up there looking silly.
No.
And that's kind of what happened.
I mean, I feel like it's an overreaction as far as like it looking silly because it's like literally 2 seconds and then the trophy's like back together and it's fine.
Yeah.
But because people were like, it fell apart. And I'm like, what? It disintegrated? Like, what are you talking about? No, the base fell off. That's what happened.
Even if he did break it, even if he smashed it on the ground. Actually, I would kind of be like, that's good for you, JD Vance.
Why?
Because it's Ohio State.
But he's from Ohio. He doesn't want to do that.
Maybe he's a Bobcats fan. If I say golf ball toilet, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
You don't know what the golf ball toilet is? You never been to Home Depot?
I've been to Home Depot, but I don't remember the golf ball toilet.
Ever been down the toilet aisle at Home Depot?
I don't know if I have.
If you go to Home Depot, what you would see in the toilet aisle is, first of all the toilets up on a shelf like above your head and they're all on a tilt.
Okay.
Which I never understand because it's like, how am I supposed to test it out from there? But, and maybe that's the point, I guess. But there is a particular toilet that they sell at Home Depot. I'm sure they do this at Lowe's and whatever too. It's the golf ball toilet. It's a toilet that shows like in the display, it shows like a bucket of golf balls being dumped into the toilet.
Why?
To show that this thing could take like all these golf balls and not clog.
Oh, so it's super powerful.
Yeah. And so one lady on TikTok, she's a real estate, realtor. I think she must do like, it sounds like she's like a landlord too. Like I think that's why she's doing this. But she says, always buy the golf ball toilet. It's $100 more than the other toilets, but it genuinely never clogs like the other ones do. Like used to put the other ones in, and she'd get calls from her tenants saying she has to go like, fix it or whatever. Or she'd have to call plumbers, blah, blah, blah. But the golf ball toilet, once she graduated to the golf ball toilet in her units, never clogged.
It was the move.
Yeah.
I suppose if you are a landlord, it'd be nice to not have to worry about keep coming to, fix toilets over and over again.
Yeah, keep having to call the plumbers out.
Yeah, that would be frustrating. So, and it costs money. So I would imagine that would save you money because that's the whole concept, right? Like spend more now to save you money in the long run. But I have never heard of this, the golf ball toilet. I honestly thought at first this was a toilet shaped, like the bowl itself shaped like a golf ball.
That's crazy. I saw the headline before I saw her TikTok, but I knew exactly what she was talking about.
Really? Okay.
There's one, and because it catches your eye if you're in the toilet aisle, which I don't even know why I've been in the toilet aisle because I've never shopped for a toilet. I've never shopped for a toilet.
This is where your man lore has begun. You know what I mean? Like, this is you. It's a fully like Hudson / man thing to do, to go to Home Depot and stroll through the aisles.
Dilly down.
Mindlessly.
Through all the aisles.
Yes.
Even though you have no intention on buying anything.
Even if you have no intention to buy a toilet. And I'm not doing that.
Now, if you're single, you just wait for confused women to come up to you too.
Right.
Based off of the
Maybe I
trends.
do need to go to Home Depot.
You should. I don't know if you want to hang out in the toilet aisle. No. I believe, actually, I think I know the answer to this. I believe they put the toilet aisle by the bathroom, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because if you're looking at toilets, you might be like,
it might trigger something. Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah. Or maybe they put like the highest end toilet in their bathroom.
So you can
and then
test
you
it
use
out.
it and you get such a good experience and you're like, where do I buy this?
Yes.
And you walk out.
It'll have like a little sign that says, this is where you can buy this toilet. This is what this toilet is. That's kind of like, you know, when you go to places that like sell soap and like perfume and everything, and that you go into their bathrooms and they have the little samples. For you to try. That's exactly like that.
You go into the Home Depot bathroom and they literally, there's a bucket of golf balls that you can just dump down.
They're like, try it out.
I recommend it. I recommend going to Home Depot for 2 reasons. 1, to go see the golf ball toilet, and the next time you need to buy a toilet. But 2, the smell.
Oh, I thought you were going to say to find a husband.
Okay, 3 reasons. 3 reasons. Find a partner, find a toilet, and smell.
Oh, I am excited for tonight, Hudson.
Oh, yeah? What's tonight?
The play-in starts for the NBA. Playoffs are just around the corner. They begin on Saturday.
The season's finally about to begin.
Oh, my goodness. I knew you were going to say something silly like that. But I am excited. It's a fun time. And, it's going to be a lot of great basketball heading our way. At least we hope. Good basketball.
So who actually plays in the play-in tournament? What's tonight?
Yeah, so tonight they start the play-in, and it's going to be Atlanta at Orlando, Memphis at Golden State.
What a matchup. Atlanta and Orlando. One of them wins tonight, right? And then they are in the playoffs.
One of them that wins will move on, and they will play in the playoffs. Let me see how exactly that'll break down. So the winner of the 9-10 games, which neither of these games are 9-10. They're both the 7 and 8.
What is that? Tomorrow night is the 9-10s?
So the winners of these games will be, looks like they will be the 7th seeds. So they will go on to play in the East. They'll play the Celtics. In the West, they'll play the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
So whoever wins plays those teams.
In the East play-in tournament particularly, there's 4 teams. Collectively, 2 of them will make it in. Do you think either of the teams that make it in will win a single game in the playoffs? A single game?
Yeah. I mean, there's maybe a chance maybe one of them steal a game, but I think, it's pretty low.
Yeah.
Pretty low.
Do you like the play-in tournament for the NBA?
I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like, okay, here's the thing. There's 30 teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
This gives 20 of them a shot at the playoffs.
That feels like 6 too many.
Yeah, exactly. And it does give a lot of opportunities to some teams that are probably not very good. So maybe I would limit it to 8 on each conference.
Like normal, like it used to be.
Have it be all 8 seeds or... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what way to fix it, but it's hit or miss for me. Because sometimes you can end up with some good playing games. I think the Golden State Memphis game might be pretty good, but other times you can end up with some blah.
Yeah, and I kind of thought like the whole season was the play-in tournament, you know?
Good point.
So it does feel like it diminishes an already very watered down NBA regular season. But forget about all that. Now we actually get games that really matter. And I'm telling you, I think the Warriors, they play the Grizzlies tonight. I think the Grizzlies are in disarray. And I think the Warriors are in array. And so they should win pretty easily tonight.
Yeah, I'm picking the Warriors to win that. I don't know who's going to win Atlanta. I feel like Atlanta might actually get the upset there because they're the 8 over 7 in that scenario. But what I'm really interested to see is tomorrow night's game with the Heat. I think they will beat Chicago. But I was talking about this with Nene yesterday. I'm getting confused here. Jimmy Butler's on the Warriors.
Yes.
There's something about Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. Something about it. You know what I mean? Playoff Jimmy.
Yeah.
So when he makes it into what we believe will be the 7th seed to go against Houston, can they upset Houston?
I think the Warriors are the one team in the play-in that can actually win not just a few games, but maybe even win a series.
Win the series?
The Rockets have no playoff experience.
Yeah, they're a young team. Now, they're very talented. They earned that 2 seed.
I mean, Fred VanVleet's on the team. He has playoff experience.
He does.
But as a team, they don't.
Right.
So I don't know if I really trust the Rockets a lot. But
yeah.
It's going to be good to actually have some meaningful basketball, even if it is the 9 and 10 seeds. Fired or hired on Radio U. Whenever you have issues at work that you need help dealing with, how do you do it? You email mornings@radiou.com with your issue and we'll help you out. We'll see what we can do. In this case, this is, we have somebody who's just gotten a new job.
Okay.
Good news, but here's the story. Right now I work at a Dollar Tree, making $11 an hour. I recently got an offer for a job at Lowe's, making $15.60 an hour. So
nice.
Obviously, I'm taking that job. Lowe's wants me to start coming in soon. In fact, I'm working a double today. If I just stop showing up to Dollar Tree, what am I risking? I only do stocking, so they aren't losing much. I only usually work 15 hours a week. And I did already give my 2 weeks last week.
Oh, so he's already made it a week, basically.
Yes. Could you just stop showing up today? And what's the risk of if you just stop showing up without actually fulfilling out the 2 weeks notice?
Yeah.
8772-RADIO-U. I'm sure this is a position that many people listening have been in.
Yes. Yeah.
And so could probably offer some good, helpful advice.
I think I have some advice for this person.
Yeah. 8772-RADIO-U. Let us know your thoughts, your advice in this fired or hired situation. Do you have to fill out the full 2 weeks? Does it matter that it's at Dollar Tree? Then you only do 15 hours a week. 8772-RADIO-U. Let us know your thoughts. Regina says, never good to burn bridges no matter the job. Ask if you could adjust hours or leave sooner than the 2 weeks. Best to leave on the best of terms.
Yep.
I think that's smart. We also heard from Nene. Wait, Nene? It's not required that you give 2 weeks notice. It's just a nice thing to do. Give as much notice as you reasonably can.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at Nene commenting about this. But I completely agree with that comment. It's not a requirement, but I will say that does add a little bit of an extra wrinkle to this issue, because if you hadn't had put that in, maybe you could have, left earlier. But you put that in, which is a good thing. It's a common courtesy. As Nene said, it's not required, but it's a courtesy. And I like what Regina said as well. Don't burn bridges. You never know who you may work with in the future. And I think, Lowe's will actually, even though they want you right now, I think they'll respect you more by being like, nope, I gave my 2 week notice. I think I should finish this out. Yeah,
they should both be willing to work with you.
You're a loyal employee. That's a good thing. Lowe's should want loyal employees.
We have here from Hayden, who says business is not personable. You could do a short resignation letter that you could hand in to Dollar Tree.
Yeah, and that's what you do in the case of not giving a 2 week notice.
Yeah, you don't just you really shouldn't just
show up. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you only have a few shifts and a few days left. I mean, if we're being very realistic here, what do you because they literally asked, what are I risking if I just don't go to Dollar Tree?
Not really anything.
Not much.
Yeah.
Like, depending on what you want to do with it, what didn't you? They said they're 18.
Yeah.
So, like, are you going to be working these kind of jobs your whole life? Do you have something else? Because it could be valuable, or it could be more or less valuable to have good references from Dollar Tree, depending on what you plan on doing going forward. But realistically, if you're going to get into an entirely different field altogether and you're just going to be bouncing around whichever job pays you the most.
Until you're ready to start something else.
Until you're ready to start your career.
Yeah.
People do that all the time and it doesn't affect that much.
Yeah, I would agree. But also, I think it's good that you're setting up good principles and precedences for yourself at an early age. And that counts for even a job that may seem as meaningless as a Dollar Tree job. You know, to go ahead and set that up for yourself now, it's a good thing to do.
Yeah. I wouldn't get in the habit of giving 2 weeks notice and then either not showing. I mean, just do not show up.
Yeah, I would say because you already gave your 2-week notice, fulfill that. You already gave that to them. So you already said you're giving them 2 weeks. Don't back out on your word after giving them a 2-week notice.
But like, let's say you say, hey, I can't work this time because my new job wants me to work. Then they might just say, okay, then just don't come in. And you kind of still get the same effect.
Yeah.
But also like to me too, like if you're making $11 and then $15 an hour, see if you can squeeze in those shifts. Like if you got the time,
double up that pay.
Double that pay.
You said it's only 15 hours a week. I don't know what your schedule looks like as an 18-year-old if you're still, doing some school stuff right now. Or if you're
finishing up high school, whatever.
Yeah, so that may add a wrinkle. But if you are able to do both, save that money.
Yeah. I think that's the best advice. See if you can actually make it a way where you can, for these 1 or 2 weeks, make as much money as you can.
Yeah.
All between the two jobs.
Yes. Yeah.
But good luck.
Good luck to you. I think you're off to a good start.
Yeah. Sounds like you're a hard worker.
It does. Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.